And hello again. So here we are, we're going to do the video of the home acre. So we're going to look again at the context of the wider project just so we can place ourselves in the design. So this is the 2.3 hectares of land that we're going to apply the agricultural pattern to. This is the 2,000 square meters of land that is the association's project, and this is the 5,000 square meters of land on the other side of the road. This is our house where we live, and this is our home acre. This is our garden, and the base of our project. This is the part of the design we've done first, all the while renovating the house and building up the social network involved to make this project work. So now we're going to zoom in. Just before we zoom in, south is that way, north is this way. This is the top of the hill, this is the bottom of the hill, and the key point on the hill is about there. Okay, there's another house just up here actually, with a barn and a piece of land that's not doing a lot. And so now we're going to zoom in onto this 5,000 square meters here. Okay, so there we can see in a little bit more detail. Here's the house. It's again one of these almost north-south running structures, as we quite so often see, which means that the gable end is really the only sunny spot, although this wall here at the front does get quite a lot of sun, even though that the barn is just opposite. It does get quite a lot of sun, and we've got a very, very nice microclimate within the 60 centimetres below the wall. Where we can grow some early potatoes and watermelons. We're getting some quite good results growing stuff in front of the house. Okay, the slope, again, as I said, running from here down to here pretty much. You can see here, these are contours, slightly off contour, here as well. So we've got a little bit of a bulge in the contour here as it runs round, and then obviously it gets chopped off by the road. Here is a tin hangar, which has got, this end of it is built in stone up to first story. So we've got three little outbuildings here. One houses chickens for the moment. It will house ducks. The second one is a garden tool shed, an outdoor dry toilet. And the third one is sort of a stuff anything that we haven't found a home for yet place. We will be building, we've already extended here, we will be extending on this end of the building as well by 3 meters, as we will be having people come in to stay on site, to come and help out, to come and learn. There'll be quite a lot of camping going on, or people coming in vans or caravans. So we're going to put a bathroom, washing machine and a biannual dry toilet here in this part of the building. That means that anybody that's living on site can come in, they can put some wood in the rocket, or they can check the hot water level from the solar hot water when the project's completely finished, and they can take a shower, they can use the washing machine without having to come into our private area and say, can I use the washing machine, or can I take a shower, which is always when you're living on site doing woofing, if it's not set up properly, it can be a bit sometimes you don't want to go and ask, or you don't want to go, you just want to have a quiet night, but you still want to go and have a shower anyway. So that gives the autonomy to people living on site to do their own thing if they want to, which is quite important. Okay, coming back to the hangar, this hangar's a sort of tin and wood structure built on a stone base. It's pretty much at the end of its life. Every time the wind blows, the tin sheets ruck up, which then pulls the guttering out of place, which means I have to put a ladder up and go and put the downpipe back into place again. Otherwise, next time it rains, we don't get any water. I've tried to repair it, and it's one of those jobs where it's just easier to take the thing down and start again than try to keep repairing it, because it's not really repairable. So that's on the list. We're just going to probably wait until it starts falling down, because we've got lots of other stuff to do first. When we take it down, I'm going to turn it 90 degrees so that we've got as much south-facing roof space as possible. And as that will be tin, that will get nice and hot. So we'll be producing some solar hot water and some solar electricity on that, which is something we can't do at the moment. And then I will build a nice post and beam structure with a tiled roof, set into like a dormer setting here, to make a bridge across, which means that we can walk out of the house and get to these buildings to get stuff that we need, go and see the chickens, cut a passage through to where we park the car this side, where we go and we store firewood as well. So we'll be able to come out of the house undercover and get all the way through to the firewood store, and come back and bring a basket of firewood back to the house, which is an incredible luxury, but why not? Also, that structure, the main purpose of that structure was then to be able to house under that roof some heavily insulated pipes to be able to bring the solar hot water heated on this roof into the house. Okay, and of course the electricity cables as well. So that links it all up with a nice little structure. And as I'm quite a fan of building, I love building traditional post and beam structures. You can see a couple of them on the website that I've done. So that's just it's just fun for me, really. So extension, undercover walkway. This side of the house, this part here didn't exist. This part here did exist. That's a bread oven. That's a brick bread oven built into a stone block. That's all. It's got a stone front on it with a little door. And the idea is that that's about 2 meters in diameter, 40 centimeters high. And these rural bread ovens, you fill them up with very small sections of wood, set fire to it all, and have a good old fire in there. And once that gets really hot, you then push all the ashes to the back, or rake them out, push the embers to the back, and then you throw all sorts of stuff in there. It keeps heat for quite a long time. It's all covered with sand and soil, and normally they're roofed, and they're either stuck on the end of a house, or they're a completely separate building. And they've got this nice room in front of them. So the whole structure is about 3.5 meters by 3.5 meters, and then you've got a covered space in front, which was the space they used for making bread. And we've extended that. That stopped here at this dormer, and then we got our back door, comes out of our kitchen, and the door to the cellar. So we were coming out of the house. There were no gutters on the roof. There's hardly any roof left. And we had this sort of mud bath affair to go down to the cellar to get food and come back up again. So we decided to extend the line of the bread oven, and then join the roofs together. So we've got a lean-to structure. Again, you can see some photos on the website of that, of quite an original bit of carpentry, where the lean-to roof is actually leaning onto the rafters of the second roof, and I put another purlin underneath. So we've got a curving roof with a dormer in it, and then this lean-to traditional tenon and mortise structure underneath. So that gives us our immediate zone 1. That gives us what I call the junction point. It's in between the house kitchen, where we do our daily cooking. It's in between this outdoor space where we've got a table, and we can sit. If it's too sunny, we can sit in the shade. If it's raining in the summer and it's warm, we can sit outside and not get wet. It keeps the entrance to the cellar nice and dry, so we can just put on a pair of flip-flops and pop out down to the cellar to get something. And then we've turned this space, that bread making space that was in front of the bread oven, we've cleaned all that up, put in a limecrete floor, rendered the walls. I'm in the middle of building a worktop at the moment in there to put in there as well. And then we've got sink, hot water, cold water, drainage, and that's where we make all of our jams, all of our bottling, all of our juice bottling, all of our tomatoes, chutneys, everything like that. That's our preserving space. So it's a second kitchen, which means that on days when you come in with 4 crates of vegetables from the garden, and you decide, right, let's get all that bottled up, and you're going to make some vegetables, some ratatouille. We've got big 20-litre stainless steel pans. We can make up massive amounts of food, industrial quantities of food, or restaurant quantities of food, and then we bottle it all up. So I can spend all day bottling food, and then I know I've got 20 litres of ratatouille, all bottled up, ready to go, and all I've got to do is grab the jar, open the jar, throw it in a saucepan, heat it up, and pull out some pasta or something like that, and we've got some easy meals, some easy homemade organic permaculture meals. So we get that kind of convenience that you get in modern life of eating rubbish that you throw in a microwave, but without poisoning yourself and without poisoning the planet. Now, rest of the design, as we come out of there, we run into a beautiful hazelnut tree that has got nice arching branches that arch this way. So we've got a table and chairs underneath there. Well, it's a couple of planks and some tree stumps at the moment, but that's fine. And then a huge lime tree that's never ever been cut, dangerously high, but still in very good shape. And we cleaned out underneath it and trimmed some of the lower branches, and in the heat waves that makes us a dining hall where you can fit nearly 50 people sat down at trestle tables underneath between these two trees, and that makes you an organic growing dining hall. Here a few bits of veg garden on contour, 3 strips. A couple of fruit trees thrown in there. That's a chestnut tree that's growing on the line between us and the neighbour's land, that we coppice back regularly because it makes some pretty evil shade. Chestnut trees, vegetables don't seem to grow very well in the shade of a chestnut tree, rather like the walnut tree. Over this side, a couple of lime trees, a holly tree, and here we've got our composting zone. So we've got 2 composting zones for the dry toilet, and 2 composting zones for household waste. So that all gets done over there, not too far away. Got some nice paths running through here. And then here, 2 very, very big chestnut trees with a washing line pulled between them, and an oak tree. And this then makes a nice play area for the children. They've got an outdoor kitchen with all sorts of old pots and pans, and they make mud cakes and decorate them with chestnuts and all sorts of stuff. We've had tiramisu, not tiramisu. They've got sieves, and they go around collecting molehill dirt and making all sorts of lovely stuff for us that we don't have to pretend to eat. Coming down, we're now going to look at the water side of it, because the water is the conducting vector of the whole design. As I said in the other videos, we're on quite a sandy soil, even though there's some clay in it. And it's very good soil. Here, when I dug the reed bed, 7 meters by 2 meters by 60 centimeters deep, I hardly hit any stones at all. It's all just good, nice, easy to dig soil. The topsoil is beautiful, and the topsoil is about 15-20 centimeters thick in places, because it has been this land has been abandoned for 10 years. There were just sheep on it browsing around underneath the big trees, and the farmer that had his sheep on it would just come and top the field once a year to make it nice and clean. Since then, we've invaded it quite a bit. We've disturbed quite a bit of stuff. So we've got our reed bed here for grey water treatment. The grey water pipe comes out here, so we collect everything from the house, everything from our jam workshop, preserves workshop. That comes out here. There's a straw filter here in a hole with a stone over it, so I can change the filter. That catches all the grease, and then the grey water comes down here, goes into the reed bed. Once it's cleaned up out of the reed bed, it falls into this little pond here. The rainwater from the front of the building, and from the extension, and from this side of the extension, all gets collected here, waiting for the extension to appear. It's going to be another 3 years before that pops up. So a couple of water containers here, and I've got 2 pipes coming up out of the ground. I've got 2 pipes in the trench. One carries rainwater, one carries grey water, and both of them have got T's here. So I've got two pipes sticking out of the ground 6 inches apart, which means that when all that's finished, that overflow from my water tanks, I can either put it in one or I can put it in the other. So I can have all my rainwater going around the reed bed to the pond, or I can have my rainwater going into the grey water system if we decide to go away, or if it's been very, very dry, and the reed bed needs topping up. For example, when we built the reed bed, we had to fill it and drain it a couple of times to wash the stone. So that was quite handy, just to be able to change the downpipe from one hole to the other, and all of a sudden all your rainwater's going in the reed bed. It's a useful option to have, and it didn't cost a lot. It cost two T-joints and about 1.50 meters of pipe, and some thinking. Okay, we'll carry on in the next video. See you in a minute.